Hello students, this video will go over the steps for how to create your digital collage color wheel using the photos that you compiled in the previous week's assignment. If you have not completed that assignment, that is okay. You can still participate and go directly to the digital collage. But for those of you who completed that, it's just going to take a little less time because you already have all of your pictures pulled together. So again, what we were up to is we're creating this circular rainbow or circular representation of all of the colors of the color wheel. And the color wheel is a very useful tool for showing color groups such as warm and cool colors, or color relationships, whether colors are similar to each other or opposite each other on the wheel. That is a very important thing to visualize, and so this ring really helps you to visualize that. The first step, and as you look at these artworks and as you plan your color wheel out, you want to think about what is the theme that brings all of your elements together. Is it sports? Is it shoes? Is it fashion? Is it nature? Is it cartoon characters? And then you are going to be looking for pictures within that theme that fit each and every color in the wheel. If you don't have, if you're missing one little spot, that's okay. I'll show you some tips for how to fudge it and kind of make a color that fits. But otherwise, you just want to be looking for pictures for each and every color. There are 12 different colors at least. So those are the 12 pictures you got to look for. So with that, let's get into this. So everything that you need to create your color wheel collage will be right here on the assignment for 1/7/18, depending on whether you're Thursday or Friday. And the first thing you're going to want to do is download the color wheel template. That will help you to lay out your artwork. So to do that, you open it from the Google Classroom assignment, and you can either right click and hit Save Image As, or if you're on a school Chromebook, you would hit Alt click. And I'm going to just put it to the desktop so that it stays right at the top of my computer. It's easy to find. Once I've downloaded that, the other tool that I'm going to need is this tool here called Pixlr X. I already have a tab open with my sample artwork in it. When you start Pixlr X, this is the opening screen, and you're going to want to hit Create New, and then you're going to want to hit Square. Really up to you whether you want to do like a high def square or just a regular square. If you don't want to do that, you can also just go over here and type 2000 by 2000 and then title it, color wheel collage, and then just hit create. And now, right now it defaults to a clear background. If I want to change the background to a different color, I'll go over to properties and then turn on background. And now I can pick any one of these colors, or I can change it to make it kind of like a dark orange or a dark green or a light green. So for now, I'm going to pick kind of like this light lavender color for a background and hit close. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, and this process is going to be repeated over and over and over again, is inserting pictures. To insert pictures, you want to go to this Add Image button, click on that, and then click Browse. First, I'm going to add the template, and then I'm going to add all of those individual pictures that I already compiled from my PowerPoint, my Google slideshow. So I'm going to hit Open, and now when it asks you whether you want to create a new or add current, just hit Add to Current. And here it is. It's in the middle of your screen. You can use these boxes on the outside of your image to kind of stretch it out. Just remember, you are going to be deleting this template in the end so that you're left only with your own artwork. So you don't need to worry about where you place it. It's just there to give you a guide. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to be adding pictures for each and every color. I like to kind of start at red and slowly work my way around. That's a personal preference. So with that, I'm going to go into the slides that I started to compile last week. I've got, fruits, but I also started getting pictures together of different types of sneakers. Directly in your slides from last week, you can select an image and then copy using either the right click and copy, or you can hit Control C to copy and Control V to paste. So I like to do that because it makes things much easier. So I'm going to just place that red one there, and then I'm going to move over. I'll kind of skip and do a yellow. If I don't have a yellow sneaker, or if you did not create a Google Slide presentation for all the colors, you can also just click on this stock image and just type yellow sneaker. And it will give you a bunch of examples. There's not a lot. This is a good one for red orange, so I'm going to just click on that one and use it. And then just click add to current. It may take a minute to load because these are high resolution stock photographs, and they may be pretty large. So if it's large like this, I'm going to need to scooch it to the side to get to the corner, and then I'm going to shrink it down so that it is big enough, or so that it is small enough that it fits. And this is more of like a yellow orange. It's not a pure yellow. And other things you can do if you want to rotate this thing or change the size, like flip it, you would go to this tool on the side of your toolbar called Arrange. And now Arrange will let you use these buttons will flip it upside down, right side up. They will also help you to rotate if you want to rotate your sneaker. But yeah, that's kind of an important tool. So at this point, what I would do is I'm going to just add a couple more. I'll speed up the video, add a few more pictures, and then meet you back here on how to remove background. All right, so we're back. There are a couple things I want to just show you, some tools, and then we'll get into how to remove background. So the tool that you can use right now to help arrange is obviously over here at Arrange tool. And anytime I click on a picture, it turns the box around it on, and that will allow me to kind of move and place each individual picture. If I click on the corners, I can size them up or down. And then the other thing to notice is whenever I click on a sneaker, this window over here under layers will show me whatever layer I'm on. And the way I like to think about layers is sort of like a sandwich where there's like bread on the bottom, and then there's meat and there's lettuce and tomatoes. So everything that is like you're slowly stacking things on top of each other, and they're blocking what's underneath. So if I wanted to move this red sneaker to the top, I would need to click, hold, and drag it to the top, and now it is at the top of my stack. So that can be a useful tool when you start to have so many items collaged together. So next I'm going to do how to remove the backgrounds. So first I'm going to zoom in. I can zoom in using this little button here, and then once you're zoomed in, you can move around easily by holding the space bar, and it turns your cursor into a little hand. It also looks like this picture is backwards, so I'm going to just flip it so that the converse is the right side out. And I'm going to remove this black background. When the background is a solid color, it's much easier to remove. And to do that, I'm going to use the cutout tool. Within cutout, there's magic cutout. That's what you're going to use the most. And in terms of softness, I would kind of put it on light softness. And then tolerance, keep it at 32, but if the picture has a little bit of texture or pattern, you may need to adjust that up or down. So next, I'm going to just click that black, and voila, it automatically removed it, but you can see that it kind of accidentally deleted part of that sneaker. So let me back it up, and I'll turn the tolerance down a little lower. It's still doing it, but it's a little less pronounced. So I need to do a little bit of revising. To revise that so that I keep this part of the sneaker, I'm going to shift over to the brush cutout. And instead of remove, I'm going to turn it on keep. And now I can kind of just brush over what I want to keep, and it's going to add that stripe back into it. So that is a very useful tool. And now whenever I move the sneaker around, the cutout stays with that sneaker, and I can make it larger or smaller, and the cutout features stay in the same shape and size as the sneaker when you move around. So the only challenge that you may encounter in terms of removing backgrounds is when you have photographs like this one. Let me move it all the way up to the top. When you have examples like this Converse where there's like, okay, it's not working. It's causing issues, so I'll just move that one down. Where you have issues like this one where there's a little bit more detail in the background. So when I use the cutout tool and the magic cutout, it's kind of like gets stuck where the colors change. You can turn the tolerance up a little bit, and that sometimes solves the issue. But you can see that it kind of started to glitch out and remove parts of the sneaker. So with this, I've done the magic cutout, cut out a lot of most of the background, but now I'm going to just touch it up. So I can remove these weird little squiggly lines, and I'll make my brush a little bigger and a little harder, and kind of just get rid of these extra little squiggles. Let me turn the softness way off here because I don't want it to be too ghosty. And then down here, just remove those little splotches. But I want to make sure I add back in this part that got cut out in the laces. So with that, I'm going to do keep, turn this down, and just kind of a little smaller. And just add that back in. And this lace part here that also got cut out, I'm going to just go over it, maybe shrink my brush down a little bit tinier, and just kind of do a general outline of the lace here. So those are the steps for placing images and removing backgrounds. I'm now going to just speed up the video and go through these 5 and then show you how to just finish up your color wheel collage once you've got every color. All right, so we are back. I feel like I've got a good arrangement of every color. There's not a lot of gaps. The one issue that I think the biggest challenge is sometimes, like if you're trying to arrange a sneaker or a picture and it is below another picture, it becomes like, how do I click on those Nikes? And you end up always automatically clicking something else. So if that does happen to you, what you have to do is take the top one and kind of move it to the side and like eventually get at the sneaker that you're trying to get to. So like if I'm trying to get to this one, it is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you can do it. Just clear out some room, and now I can move this around. I can enlarge this. I could rotate it to kind of fit better with my design. But then I got to go slowly back and add those sneakers that I moved out of the way. I just got to put them back into my overall setting. And then the last but not least, like if I want to make this Converse go behind those Nikes, I can also press this move down button and it will gradually move it below. But now I want to move these Air Maxes below. But then I want to move these below. so that it kind of creates, and then I'll move the red. I'm just playing around with what is on top of what until I get a good, nice ring. And then when I get my good, nice ring, I'm going to just go down to the color wheel template, press delete, and it is gone. Now, this is a very kind of simple background, and now the more I look at it, the less I like that lavender. So I'm going to probably go and pick something a little bit more neutral, or maybe even like a dark color, because it does make the sneakers pop out more. And then once I've got those sneakers and they're nice, I'm going to just come in and just crop, kind of clean up the view. Also, that'll fix that little glitch that's popping out the bottom there. And here we go. Voila, I have my sleek sneaker collage. I'm just going to go over or go down and hit save. And it will ask me to save it as a JPEG. So I'm going to just hit download. Once I'm done downloading, it's going to give me an ad because it is free. I'll just upload this collage into Google Classroom under the assignment for color wheel collage. If you have any questions, please email me and we could set up a time to meet. I'm also available for office hours next week. Otherwise, I hope everybody's safe and well and have a great day.